Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look at the SDC number 400NU-RMB. This is what that is. If you don't know what it is, you might say to yourself, well, there's something missing there. No, there's not. This is a buzzer or an annunciator. This is a little gizmo that's going to make a sound when it is wired to do so. When the circuit is closed and there's current flowing, this will buzz, is the bottom line. Why would you want an annunciator or a buzzer? Well, DC strikes won't buzz. So the term buzz you in is most definitely a reference to AC voltage, where when that circuit is closed, you are literally hearing the cycles of the AC current at 60 hertz that it's running at. That's the buzzing you're hearing. You're hearing those cycles. With DC, it's not like that at all. The AC, the alternating current, is moving back and forth at 60 cycles per second. That's what creates that sound. So if you're going to buzz someone in and you have an AC strike, great. Now what's nice about buzzing is when someone gets buzzed, like in an intercom, you can hear it. When you hear the buzzing, you pull the door open. Great. What if you have a DC voltage? What you may hear, if anything, would be a small click, a very low click that may not work. So someone may want to add a buzzer or an annunciator to a DC circuit. And that's where you would see this. Now, I don't see these very often, but making an audible sound to aid people coming through doors with electrified hardware on them is the goal of this. Let's take some basic dimensional properties. Overall height, about 4.5. Overall width, about 1.75 inches. That's the annunciator there on the back. Obviously, being DC, you're only going to have a positive and a negative wire. That's all this is. This will be rated for up to 24 volts, but we'll look at the installation instructions. We'll actually power this just so that you can hear the sound that it makes. It will include a couple of oval head machine screws. You could drill and tap likely right into your back box is how you would do that, a back box. You wouldn't need to drill and tap. You would attach that to the mounting box. So let's switch to the screen view and let's look at all of the supporting information. If you've not hit subscribe yet, we would very much appreciate if you did, and hopefully you're enjoying this video. Now let's get back to it. Okay, here's the item that we are looking at. Let's take a look at some photos that we have. There's the label, and that plate is stainless steel. The 630 means it's made of steel in a brushed finish. And there it is. The backside. Just showing the finish a little bit better, I suppose. And then your fasteners. There's also below this video a link to the cut sheet, and here it is. Single gang or narrow frame mount. This is 1.75 inches. This would be meant for a 2-inch wide hollow metal frame, is what this is. Now these are showing LED indicators, light indicators. Our buzzer is the 400RMB. They also have LEDs and then a siren. This is the 400NU, which means it's going to be narrow. The plate size would be the narrow size. 12 or 24 volt. Can handle up to 20 milliamps at 24 volt, which means roughly 40 milliamps if it's 12 volt. As the volts go up, the amps go down. As the volts go down, the amps go up. E equals I times R, Ohm's law. Okay, how to specify it. But if you want the buzzer, it's an RMB. If you want the siren, it's SM. Now, installation instructions, they're here. There's not much to really see. There's just 2 wires. I mean, you can understand why they don't have instructions specific for a annunciator or a buzzer. But there are, in the box, specific instructions for this, and let me show those to you now. And let's take a look at the specific instructions for the RMD. As you can see, not much to see here. The standard plate, the narrow plate, 85 decibels, they're saying, although they're saying 24 milliamps here. Yeah, it's the same thing they said earlier. And then you've got your positive and negative wires. That's all there is to this. There's also a decal that can go on the outside of your plate as well. So let's switch to another camera view and let's actually just put this onto a power source. If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video. Alright, here is our power source. Just a 12-volt battery is all it is. So there's not much to this demonstration naturally, but you'll be able to at least hear what's happening. There you go. So when the circuit is opened, I would imagine, that's going to buzz. That's what that is. They said that's 85 decibels. I have no way to confirm whether or not that's 85 decibels, but that's what they said. It didn't seem quite that loud, but nonetheless, if you're at the opening, you're certainly going to hear this. Let's wrap up this video on camera. So in conclusion, that's what this buzzer or annunciator does. And like I said, you're going to use it in those instances where it would really help to have some audible sound. There are certainly applications like that, very easy to install naturally. It just has to go in series between, obviously, the switch and the load is where this will be installed, so that it can be activated when it's necessary to have it working. The name SDC is synonymous with electrified hardware, as well as synonymous with exceptional technical support. The folks over there are really good, really eager to help, and they do make the approach to electrified hardware easy for people who don't speak that language or need to think about low voltage electricity very often. So I naturally gravitate towards them when it comes to having material that I'm using on jobs. Actually, this is for a project that I'm working on, an academic project. This client here happens to have one of their electric deadbolts that has a mechanical key bypass. So this is an electric deadbolt. Clients using this material in custom wrought iron gates, quite massive welded steel gates, and this is being installed into that tube steel. And this is going to allow the client to control the doors electrically, be able to retract that. Okay, you can't push that in at all because it's deadlocking, but I can emulate what that looks like if the cam on the cylinder were to pull that deadbolt back. Otherwise, when the circuit is closed, it will draw that back, but you can't Lloyd or tamper that back. This switch tells the lock when it's back in the closed position because you don't want this relocking until that's been depressed. Okay. Anyway, just thought I'd show that SDC piece of equipment to you. Client's got about 3 of them on his project. Any questions on the 400NU-RMB or any other SDC product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you. Thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up, please subscribe, and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.